God, I'm so evil. So I was toying with this idea for the longest time. I really wanted to put a video together kind of along this grain. A lot of people like talking about toxic fans. People make believe they hate talking about toxic fandoms. Oh, My Hero Academia fandom, horrible. Oh, so sad. But in the end of the day, if you didn't want to be talking about it, you wouldn't. Something that people don't actually like to talk about is the fact that the anti-fandom is very often even worse than the fandom itself. Am I saying this for My Hero Academia? No, absolutely not. The fandom is a hellhole. But don't make believe that the anti-fandom are all that much better. Look, just like I'm of the mind that the majority of the fandom isn't bad, there are just a lot of outliers that, well, suck really badly. Oh, really badly. So badly, in fact, that one of them, which I will not name, decided to copyright strike my Hero Academia video talking about the toxic fandom. I don't want to go into details about that. It pisses me off kind of just to think about it, how easy it is to abuse the YouTube system for nothing. Trying to get that video back, and I will link it in the description if it's alive at the time this video comes out. In any case, the haters, well, are pretty toxic in their own right. Now, it's not all the haters, obviously. If you don't like the series, you have just as much credibility to your opinion as if you like the series. I personally don't care if you do or don't, but at least acknowledge it for what it's worth. Don't think you're cool because, oh, it's popular, people like it, I'm gonna crap on it. Nah, fam. There's a lot you could crap about My Hero Academia, but give it credit where credit is due. So, being that I'm, well, a bit of a sadist and also a masochist at the same time, I like invoking the wrath of both the fandom and anti-fandom upon me. So I say some shiz to trigger the fans, and I say some shiz to trigger the haters, and, well, I end up in the center, the eye of the storm, if you will, of this ridiculous chaos typhoon, and, well, I love it. What can I say? Sadist masochist Nux here, having way too much of a fun time annoying people. So, my latest attempt at doing so, and when I say attempt, I mean, well, very, very successful attempt, is I tweeted, name an anime character you'd trust more than this man. You can't. With an image of Mirio from his fight against Overhaul. Now, I firmly believe that Mirio is one of the best things about My Hero Academia. He is my favorite character. I love the man entirely, even though My Hero Academia in itself is like my 50th favorite anime of all time. Mirio is like my 15th favorite anime character of all time. I love the man. If you want me to do an entire analysis on Mirio, I can do that. In fact, I was considering doing it for a while. All you need to do is let me know in the comments and smash like on this video, because if I get 50,000 likes, I will be doing an analysis on Mirio. That said, me tweeting out name an anime character you trust more than this man, you can't? Well, that's pretty much a challenge that Twitter likes to take up. I devised it far too evilly. The reason why I decided to do that is because A, on the My Hero Academia fandom side of the fence, a lot of people like saying how they like Deku more than Mirio, and, well, I very much disagree with this opinion. I understand that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but this is just one of those times that opinions could be wrong, okay? And on the other side of the fence, the My Hero Academia haters hate so much, with such vehemence, when any aspect of My Hero Academia is called the best anime of all time. I've already tackled this aspect in my toxic fandom video on My Hero Academia, but unfortunately it was so toxic, it's dead now. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Why do I find that somehow funny, even though it's so sad? I never expected this tweet to blow up as much as it did. It kind of just got fueled by A, the people that agree with me and love Mirio. B, the My Hero Academia tards who say, nah fam, Deku's the true chosen one and the far better character. And C, the My Hero Academia haters hate so much when it's given a status of GOAT. And in my opinion, in this case, it kind of deserves it. Now, obviously, I didn't calculate every anime character of all time before tweeting this. It wasn't some evil maniacal plan where I calculated my odds of victory. I literally did it because I figured I kind of agree with this stance because I love Mirio as a character, but also I want to see the hell that will sprout forth, and my, did hell sprout forth. It was so great. This tweet got 25,000 likes. I think it was my most liked tweet of all time. I don't really pay attention to this stuff, but I think it's up there. And man, did I have fun picking apart the replies. So the responses were part of 3 basic categories. Category 1, there were my YouTube friends that know I'm a meme lord and always like, you know, helping out with the meme side of the game. So I got Noble saying, do I win a prize? Showing a picture of Speedwagon from JoJo's. And of course, my response is, I said trust, not marry, because as we know, we would all marry Speedwagon, but I wouldn't trust him more than Mirio. As far as other meme replies from YouTuber friends, some Moe Gaming says he's really good with with kids with a picture of Ahsoka. Yes, definitely the anime character I trust most. Absolutely, thank you. Very cool. Then you got the YouTuber Razbowski, who I interacted with Twitter a few times. Never actually spoke to, but I kind of love the guy. He says, this guy, love a family man. Picture of Shao Tucker from and of course I have to reply, yes, him too. I always trust a dog person. And then the response to that was, I think his daughter's more of a dog person than him. Low-key, this thread was amazing, and it only added fuel to the fire. I think people that didn't actually know me got the point across that I am an absolute sicko, and I am not upset about that at all. Definitely subscribe, people that think I'm a sicko. Vocal Pineapple Academia, an anime YouTuber that basically only makes videos of My Hero Academia, retweeted my tweet saying, Deku, you know, the guy that didn't lose to Overhaul? Got him! Okay, I didn't say the got him part. I just added that in for comedic effect. And dear Vocal Pineapple Academia, I am so proud that you understand the series so goddamn well that you realize that Deku won and Mirio lost. Not sure what it was about the anime series that gave it away. Was it like some behind the scenes sneak peek, secret interview that got you that information? Or like, did you come up with that fan theory yourself? Not trying to call anyone out here or anything, but the people that like Deku more than Mirio are kind of sad in my book. And then of course you got the other fandoms that decide, oh no fam, how dare you say My Hero Academia is best at anything? Don't you know that Goku is someone I would definitely trust more? Yeah, I definitely trust Goku. The guy that wants to pick fights with like everyone ever. He wants to fight in these universe-destroying tournaments. He's caused so much hell and destruction to befall the planet Earth by his existence there alone. The guy that is a terrible father that exists only to fight strong opponents. Yes, this is the man that I would trust more than Mirio. And then, of course, the argument back is always, oh, but Goku could beat Mirio. I love this argument. Oh, my God. Now, I can't be bothered to actually go around and find every single tweet that people use to disagree with mine, but most of them are stupid. Most people don't even know what the word trust means, it seems. You got people saying, oh, well, my favorite anime character is a character I would trust more because, well, he's my favorite anime character. You're just a normie voting for My Hero Academia. Do you realize you saying that you would trust your favorite anime character most because he's your favorite anime character is literally exactly what you're hating on My Hero Academia fans for, saying My Hero Academia is the best anime because they've only seen My Hero Academia? Do you not see the hypocrisy? Well, I'm glad I managed to get a taste. I feel like I was mostly on the receiving end of the My Hero Academia toxic fandom, but I never actually got blasted by the My Hero Academia haters. And I think most people that dislike the series or the different facets of the series are kind of trying to be controversial about it. Not acknowledging that Mirio is an incredibly well-written character is kind of laughable, even if he isn't your favorite. Now, I don't care if he's your favorite, and he doesn't need to be your favorite. But the fact that the fandom is considered toxic because they're not willing to recognize that anime that they haven't seen are actually potentially better than My Hero Academia, the haters are not willing to acknowledge that there can be a facet of My Hero Academia that can be better than their favorite anime. It completely goes both ways. And it really got me to start looking at a lot of other toxic fandoms in a different light. Just like any toxic fandom is toxic, the counterattack from the haters is just so much more powerful, spurred on by that toxicity, and in turn makes it toxic. This is eye-opening for me, I tell you. I always loved making fun of toxic fandoms. I made a video making fun of the toxic fandom of Demon Slayer when that was in full roar and everyone was praising the crap out of it. Now that that kind of died down, you got the counter weebs that are coming in guns blazing, blasting it apart. For example, Demon Slayer won Animation of the Decade by Funimation. Not that it is the greatest animated show of the decade, no, it just has the nicest animation of the decade, and it's fan voted. So many people were hating on Funimation for this, it's, again, kinda laughable that you don't want to acknowledge that Demon Slayer's animation is goddamn beautiful. It's consistently amazing, and it's overall fantastic. Aside from the fact that it's purely a fan poll as well, and any fan poll will give the most popular show the most chance of actually winning. I mean, that's kind of how all fan polls are. It's a popularity contest. It's not an objective critique here. People still don't seem to realize that. And even so, people are always bashing on Demon Slayer. Wow, Demon Slayer, great animation. Well, it was pretty good, but how could you say that? I didn't watch every single anime that came out of the last decade, but I would not be surprised if after doing so, Demon Slayer would have my favorite animation. animation. It is goddamn beautiful. Every single shot is fantastic. Every fight scene is dead on. Tanjiro fighting that arrow shooty demon guy, or Tanjiro and Nezuko fighting Rui, those two fight scenes are so perfectly plopped down. It looks like legit art in motion. Every time he uses one of his water flowing sword moves, my water starts flowing, if you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have a more Mob Psycho type of animation, which is a very different style that we didn't see overall. So I guess for style, I'd give more points to Mob Psycho, but for overall beautiful animation that kept me in awe of every single scene, again, I would go with Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer is potentially the greatest animated series of the last decade. I say potentially because I didn't look through everything, but to say that it's so far from the truth, that's when the anti-fandom starts getting toxic. I feel like when it comes to social media, and the loudest cries, as well as the most extreme cries, are met with vast numbers supporting them on all sides, it makes objective arguments pretty much disappear. If you have a better zinger, all of a sudden your stupid irrelevant point gets far more clout than if you have a very well thought out and punctuated argument. And the truth is, it's the same thing with YouTubers. I feel like every single YouTuber has fans and has haters. And the larger the YouTuber gets, the more toxic individuals show up in his fandom, but the larger the vocal hate group is as well. Using PewDiePie as an example because, you know, the guy's the biggest YouTuber in the world, though. I think overall, he has a pretty great fandom. That said, there are outliers that, well, are not great. There was the guy who engraved "subscribe to PewDiePie" on a World War II monument, okay? All of a sudden, all the media articles pop out talking about how PewDiePie is developing a fandom of racist degenerates. I feel like this is a great example because, yes, there was toxicity on the PewDiePie side of the fandom. That is a thing. But on the flip side, the counter fandom, i.e. the mainstream media, starts slandering the poor crap out of poods because they could. And that's what I mean by this back and forth. I feel like trying to see anything slightly more objectively at any point in time would be cool. You have to realize there are those psycho My Hero Academia fans, but there are also those psycho My Hero Academia haters. It exists everywhere, but more often than not, it's extremely difficult to see one side of that argument based on the slight leanings you have. I personally am a weathered anime veteran. I've seen hundreds of series, and therefore when people say My Hero Academia is the greatest anime of all time, I kind of laugh at the idea that this person who has now seen their third anime ever, and the first two were Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, has such a well thought out and structured opinion. It's funny, but since that's what I see get crapped on, I am much more likely to see the toxic side of the My Hero Academia fandom as opposed to the haters. In my eyes, the haters are justified because the fandom sucks. But on the flip side, once you actually look from the fandom's perspective, and you have someone say, I like My Hero Academia, it's my favorite anime, because they are new to the anime scene, and they just get blasted by the toxic side of the My Hero Academia haters, well, then I can very well see someone in the My Hero Academia fandom not see the toxicity of the fandom, but see the toxicity of the haters instead. There are two sides to every coin. Being that I am a fan of PewDiePie, I far, and I mean by a long shot, see the toxicity on the PewDiePie hater side of the spectrum, but once you actually remove yourself and try to look at things from another perspective, well, there are a few PewDiePie fans that are kind of toxic too. It's like that with everything, and it's something that people just straight up do not realize. Recently, there was that whole Vic Mignogna controversy, and despite a lot of people asking me to talk about it, I never did. I am not well read on this subject, and unlike most people who aren't well read on subjects, I don't talk when I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Another very important life lesson I'm just dropping here. But being that I know nothing about the situation, aside from what I hear from the extremists on both sides, I see that there is toxicity on both sides. I'm sure one side is right and the other one's wrong. That's how it usually is. Either the allegations are true or the allegations are false. I legit know nothing. But that said, to not see any toxicity spewing from the side that you're on is just blinding yourself from the objectivity and from an outside look. And yes, I learned this very nice, wholesome lesson of looking from your adversary's perspective, trying to see the good in everything. Only the toxic part sticks out. Beneath the surface, it's beautiful. And it's not only your foe, but it's you alone. Your side is also toxic. In fact, it's probably reflecting the toxicity of the other side. Both sides are pretty much always equally toxic. There are people that disagree about everything. When it comes to politics, you may see your political leaning as the only objective right way to look at life. And everyone that's on the other side of the political spectrum is, well, some kind of demon that has not seen the light. The fact of the matter is, there's toxicity on both sides of the political spectrum as well. There are psychos on both sides of the political spectrum as well. There are nutcases on both sides of the political spectrum as well. Your two jobs are A, not being one of those psychos, and B, recognizing that both sides have the psychos. And yes, I realized all of this by being a different kind of psycho. I've always been drawn to a certain archetype of character in media. The jester character of any given story. A character like Gilgamesh from Fate Zero, Izai Orihara from Durarara, Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. A character that's not necessarily part of the main good guys or the main bad guys of any given storyline. They're much more of an onlooker to the overall story, gleefully smiling and observing from the only perspective that can see a more objective picture, a side that is not necessarily mixed in with any of the others. Lost in your own train of thought and your own way of life, you fail to see how any other way is correct, and you fail to see any possible potential flaws in yours. That's right, by me being an annoying troll, annoying the crap out of My Hero Academia fans and haters, I bring you this very heartwarming, wholesome message, an interesting outlook that I hope you find interesting or potentially worth thinking about in your day-to-day life. Didn't think that I would end up making a video like this, but I kind of felt like I really wanted to, especially after I got such a good look at it with that Mirio tweet. I really got to see the other side of the coin. I always like making fun of My Hero Academia fans, and now I can finally see the toxicity seeping through from the My Hero Academia hater side loud and clear. So fam, I hope you enjoyed this, well, slightly different kind of video than I normally do. It's kind of an analysis of the overall psychology of legit everyone, and why I feel like everyone is a psycho in their own right. That's right, we're all weirdos, and we just can't see it in ourselves because we're too blinded by our own perspectives, which is why here, the Lord Nuxanor Nuxtaku channel is where you should definitely subscribe, because here, the #1 goal is embracing your absolute weirdness. So definitely subscribe, leave a like if you're interested in a Mirio analysis, or even if you just enjoyed this video altogether. Have yourself a most wonderful evening, and remember to goddamn stay weird, fam!